In 2016, in October, early October, Cody organized a meeting in Cannes, France, between the top 200 marketing and sales people and management people from Procter & Gamble that were becoming part of the acquisition with our top 200, and I ran security for that event in Cannes.
Did you have, from that day forward, any ongoing communications with Fabio?
I did not. The only time I spoke with Fabio was we had lunch one of the days in Cannes together. We sat at the same table, spoke briefly.
So in other words, did your department or your role have any interaction with what he was doing as far as Cody in Woodland Hills directly?
No, I did not.
On the date of January 23rd, 2017, or shortly thereafter in the early morning hours of January 24th, did you find out that Fabio had been killed?
So the evening of the 23rd, late in the evening, New York time or East Coast time, I received a phone call from our public relations officer in New York at home on my cell, telling me that Fabio had been murdered at home.
When you found out that information, what did you do?
I asked some questions about what happened, and she shared with me what was publicly known, and then I went to bed, and the next morning I reached out, when time permitted, I reached out to the LAPD to see if I could track down who was the detective handling the case.
Why did you do that?
I've been given instructions by our CEO, Camilo Pon, to assist in the investigation in any way Cody could. I would be the go-between between Cody and law enforcement to assist with the investigation.
And when you say assist, what did that mean to you?
Well, it meant anything that potentially Cody could help with, whether they needed access to his computer, whether they needed access to whatever they needed in the company records. I was to secure that for him.
So is it fair to say then Cody was attempting to be cooperative with law enforcement?
Correct.
Did you contact a specific detective?
So I reached out. I found the captain of the homicide, and he gave me Gene Parcells' name and phone number and told me to call him. He would be the detective handling the case.
And did you call Detective Parshall?
I did.
At some point then, well, let me ask you this. During that call, did Detective Parshall give you any specific details of the investigation up to that point, knowing that it's still early?
No, he gave me none.
Did you let him know that you're available?
I was available. If they needed access to his computer, they needed any passwords, I would secure those for him.
Did you end up subsequently flying to Los Angeles?
I told detective that I would be out in 3 weeks for counterfeit training with LA Sheriff's Office and Orange County Sheriff's Office, and would I be able to, if I could set aside some time, could I meet with him, and we agreed on a day and time, which was a Thursday, 3 weeks later.
When you indicated counterfeit training, was this unrelated to anything to do with the death of Fabio? It was another part of your job?
Correct. That was part of my brand protection responsibilities.
So was that on Thursday, March 9th then? Did you fly out here?
I flew out, I believe, either that Sunday night or Monday morning, I believe possibly Monday morning that week, and did the counterfeit trainings on Monday, Tuesday. I went to our office on Wednesday and met with the HR person there. His name is Henry, and then I met with the detective on Thursday.
So that would be March 9th.
March 9th.
Of 2017.
Correct.
When you say home office, are you talking about the one in Woodland Hills?
Their office, yes.
Okay. And there you met with Henry Meyer.
Correct.
Did you ever reach out to Fabio's wife, Monica Sementilli?
So Henry gave me her name and phone number, her cell phone number, and I reached out to her that Thursday afternoon after I spoke with the detective.
Up until this point in time, had you ever met Monica Sementilli?
I had not.
Had you ever talked to Monica Sementilli?
I had not.
Have you since then, did you end up meeting her face to face?
I did not. We never met face to face.
Okay. So when you spoke to her then, how did that happen?
So I called her on the phone, told her who I was and that I was head of security for Cody, and I've been given instructions to assist the LAPD in the investigation any way Cody could. And I also was told her, I also then asked her if there was anything I could do that Cody could do for her.
And what did she say?
She asked me for could I give some help finding out what's going on with the life insurance.
Is that the first thing she asked you?
That's the only thing she asked, yes.
That's the only thing she asked you?
Correct.
Did she ask you for any help with relocating or moving out of the house?
No.
Did she ask you for any help with restoring the security system in her house?
No.
What did you tell her about the life insurance proceeds?
So I told her that I was flying back to New York on Friday the following day, and that the following week I'd be in Europe, and that when I was in the office the following Monday, I would check out the life insurance and find out what was going on with it, and I would reach back out to her.
Regarding life insurance, did you have any role in allocating life insurance, filing life insurance, anything of that nature?
No, that was all handled by Human Resources.
Okay, did you know who the contacts were in Human Resources?
Oh, yes.
Who were they?
And there were several, but Tracy Rakovich was the person that I would go to, even for my own questions.
And did you then subsequently have a conversation with Tracy Rakovich about what the defendant had asked you?
So that Monday, I believe it was March 20th, I'm not sure, is that the date? I think it's March 20th. Yes, March 20th. I met with Tracy sometime during that day. Having been out on the road for 2 weeks, I had a lot of stuff on my desk to take care of. I met with Tracy quickly. She gave me some details about the life insurance and some other information, and I ended my day and went home.
And that was Monday. Was that the day that you had told the defendant you would get back to her?
It is.
Okay. Did you talk to her that Monday?
I did not.
Did you talk to her the following day?
So the following day, the 21st, I received a voicemail from her. I think I was in a meeting, so I called her back after I was out of the meeting.
So you had not called her since your conversation that you had with her when you were out in LA. You had not called her back yet.
That's correct.
Okay. So she called you on that Tuesday.
Correct.
And what did she say to you?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
She asked me what I had learned about the life insurance, and I told her that I had learned from Tracy that the police officers would have to sign, the LA Police Department would have to sign off on the beneficiaries not being involved in the crime.
Did she respond to that at all?
She said, well, and I told her that she'd need to talk to the detective, and she knew who the detective was.
Did you talk to her, or strike that, did you find out also, or were you aware that the salary of Fabio was going to be continued then for 6 months?
Objection, foundation.
Overruled.
Should I answer?
Yes.
So I'm sorry. So Tracy also advised me that our CEO, Camillo, had advised that because of the family situation, that it would be best that we continue Fabio's salary for the next 6 months.
Now, did you speak with Detective Parshall at some point then about this life insurance?
So after I hung up with Monica, I called Detective Parshall
And that was in March?
that same day, the
Same day.
21st.
Okay, what did you tell him?
I told him that Monica had asked about the life insurance, and that I advised him that I advised her that he needed to sign off on the beneficiaries.
Okay. Did you speak to the defendant again about life insurance?
I believe I possibly spoke to her at least one more time.
After you spoke to Detective Parshall, did you call her back that day?
I did not.
Okay. At some point then, you believe you talked to her again about it. Was it the same topic?
It was.
Did you ever have any conversations after you offered assistance to the defendant about anything else other than the life insurance?
No.
One moment, Your Honor. As far as your relationship, or your communication, I should say, with Detective Parshall, did you keep in regular communication with Detective Parshall?
Every couple of weeks I give him a call.
And why was that?
Just to follow up, the company was very concerned whether there was any involvement with Cody's employment of Fabio.
And without telling us anything that Detective Parshall said specifically, did he ever give you any specifics regarding their investigation?
Objection, hearsay.
That is not overruled.
Go ahead.
Detective Parcell was a classic investigator. He kept everything very close to his vest. He told me nothing about the investigation.
Did Detective Parshall give you, for lack of better words, a heads up that there was going to be arrest on the day of June 14th, 2017?
He did not. Our conversation regarding that is I asked him for a favor. Since the day after the murder, the open source media surrounded our office and kind of made for a very confusing day for our senior management. So I asked him if he would give me a heads up, even an hour ahead of the arrests, so that I could warn the office to be prepared and have statements prepared to give to the media at that time. And he said he would.
And did he give you an update that there was going to be an arrest on June 14th, 2017?
So he called me. I actually was running to make a train, which I didn't make, in Grand Central. He called and told me that arrests had already taken place. And he said, but it won't be publicly released until there's a press conference a few days later.
And then, based on your position in the company, did you inform those in your company
So then
what you indicated?
So I directly called our CEO, our general counsel, and the president of that division, of the Weller division, and I also called another person, the senior vice president who's responsible for that division.
Okay, thank you. I have no more questions.
No questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You're excused. Thank you very much.